Okay, Assalamu alaikum. Am I audible?
Walaikum salam.
Okay. So let me introduce myself first. I am a GB class. I'm from Saint-Amarabe. Have you been to Saint-Amarabe?
No.
Have you visited this Eastern Province?
No.
No,
Not Eastern, no.
no, right. Okay, that's fine. So I will be your statistics tutor. Okay.
Yes.
So I want to introduce myself. Currently, I am following honors degree in applied statistics at Southeastern University of Sri Lanka, and I work as a lecturer in English at Ormiston Institute campus as well. And yeah, that's all about myself. Could you please introduce yourself before we start the session?
Yeah, my name is Abdul. I'm studying 11 Science D. I am from Lyceum Panadura.
You're from Lyceum Panadura. So I think I have shared my screen. Can you be able to see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so today is going to be our kind of introduction session, right? So we can get to know about each other, and then I will ask you some questions to estimate your knowledge in statistics, and then we will continue, right? So before we start the session, do you have any questions?
No.
No. So you are in grade 11, right?
Yeah.
Grade 11. I think your mom sent me this picture. I think this is the cover page of your book, right?
Yeah.
And I received this file also. Give me a sec.
Yeah, that's the sample thing. I couldn't find the full one.
You couldn't get the. Okay. So this is your content for your grade 11, right? Okay. I'm not aware of your curriculum. I mean, you are Cambridge or Edexcel?
Edexcel.
Okay, Edexcel, right? So even though the curriculum is different, the statistics is going to be the same, right?
Yeah.
So could you please explain about your curriculum?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay, for
Mm,
example, you are in grade 11 right now. So,
Yeah.
and then you will go to grade 12.
Yes.
Uh,
12.
12. And then do you have grade 13 also?
No.
No. So after grade 12, you will write your final exam.
Yeah.
Okay, final exam. So do you know the date on which you have to write your final examination? Okay, now before that,
We
tell
have
me how many subjects you study?
3: maths, chemistry, and physics.
Math
Chemistry and physics.
and physics. So mathematics, so under mathematics, you have a portion for statistics, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So who do you teach mathematics?
Sorry, sir, I couldn't hear your question.
Okay, who teaches you mathematics?
At school, we don't have a good teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have good teacher.
Okay, at school you don't have a good teacher for mathematics. For chemistry, do we have a good teacher in school?
Yes.
For physics?
Yeah.
Okay, so you are studying from home tutors also, right?
Yeah.
So do you attend any classes from any tutors for mathematics?
For pure, yes. Statistics, no. For
Okay,
chemistry, yes. Physics, yes.
that's fine. So for mathematics, you have pure mathematics and applied mathematics, right?
Statistics.
Pure mathematics. Okay, so normally I followed Sri Lankan local curriculum, right? So in Sri
Yeah.
Lankan local curriculum, we don't have mathematics. We have something called combined mathematics. Do you know about that?
No.
Okay, what's the reason for going for Edexcel syllabus?
It's like more faster. You can complete it than taking time.
Okay, that's
And I am on like 15. I'll like when I'm like 17, I'll finish my
I'm sorry.
A-levels.
Okay. I'm sorry. Can you repeat it?
When I'm 17, I can finish my A-levels completely.
Okay, so
I'm
that's
15
fine.
now.
So you are 15 now, right?
Yeah, April I'm gonna be turning 16.
Okay, that's fine. So A level you can finish at 17. So
Yeah,
2 years okay, before you can complete, right? I think
yeah.
I have wasted my 2 years. That's fine. Um, okay. Mm, what else should I ask? Okay, so in local curriculum, we have something called combined mathematics. In combined mathematics, we have pure maths and applied maths, right? So applied maths. And did you study local curriculum for your O levels, or for that also
No, I did Excel.
you did Excel? Okay, so normally under applied mathematics, we have many courses, right? Many units. So the final unit will be statistics and probability. Statistics and probability, right? But you are studying as it as a major subject, right?
Yes.
So statistics itself is a subject, right? But many people think that that's just a branch of mathematics, right? For example, if you have a set for mathematics, can you so let's say this is mathematics, right? So many people think that only a small portion will be statistics, right? So if you have
Yeah.
followed the local curriculum, this will be your mindset. But statistics is a vast area, right? It connects with a lot of no, fields. For example, it will connect with chemistry, it will connect with physics, it will connect with economics, it will connect with arts and culture, econometrics. So it will connect with almost all the fields, right? Without statistics, the world cannot run, right? For example, okay, what do you study under statistics? Okay, right. For example, if you study chemistry, you should know you should know a kind of definition for chemistry, right?
Yes.
Can you tell me a definition for chemistry?
You studying about elements and you doing experiments and yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So under chemistry, we have many concepts, right? So normally
Mm.
in chemistry, what do you study about?
Yeah.
What do you
Sorry.
study about in chemistry?
Chemistry we usually study about elements and everything only.
Okay, elements, right? Elements and everything. So they all come under matter,
Yeah.
right? So matter. So what's the definition for matter? What is matter? Can you tell me a definition for matter? Matter, what is matter?
Matter has a fixed mass.
Fixed mass.
Yeah, it's like usually like solid liquids and gases.
Okay. And then that's all. For example,
Yeah.
okay, so matter means, so there should be two important points in the definition of matter, right? So no matter what the curriculum you follow, you should include these 2 points in your definition. First one is it should have a mass, right? So it should have mass. It should have mass. And then the second condition for a matter is to occupy space, right? Occupy
Yes.
space, right?
Space.
So how can you construct a definition for matter?
It has mass and it needs to occupy space.
Okay, so simple, right? So matter is anything that has mass and occupies space, right? So similarly, now we
Yeah.
are going to construct a definition for statistics. Okay, so according to your understanding, can you build a definition for statistics? So what do you think
Uh,
about under statistics?
Probabilities. Uh,
Probability, no, we don't study actually, no, we don't actually study. So probability and statistics both are different concept, but they have some connection, right? They have some connections, but they are different concepts, right? Do you understand that? So
mm, yeah,
probability,
we usually study in statistics mean, mode, average, standard deviation.
or those
Yeah.
things, right? Okay, those things we are going to study. So normally in statistics, we are going to, so no, normally in the current world, right? So normally people say, so in the current job market, okay, before that, let me, okay, may I know your ambition?
Uh, Most probably an automotive engineer.
So I'm sorry,
An automotive engineer.
automotive engineer, okay. Um, right, that's fine. So even if you become an automotive engineer, you will have to deal with statistics, right? So if you are dealing with statistics, majorly you are going to deal with what? Data, right? So the
Yeah.
data in the current world, data is an expensive thing. Data is an expensive thing. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay. Now, in the 21st century, people say there is a sexiest job in the current job market. What is that?
Computing.
Computing. With the advent of artificial intelligence, some computer-related jobs are, vanishing, right? So we can say because rather than human, computer can easily do any task. Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Can
then
you
it
Google
should be
it? Can
some.
you Google it? Can you Google it and let me know?
It should be medicine, entrepreneur, if not an engineer. That's what ChatGPT says.
Okay, 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 okay. Okay. So doctor, engineer, okay, anything. So have you heard about someone called data scientist?
Yes.
Okay. So people say, I don't know, right? So people say data scientist or data science is the sexiest job in the job market, in the current job market, right? So because it can give you more salary, right? So that's why the people say this is the sexiest job in the 21st century. Okay, so here we are going to deal with data. So in statistics, we are going to deal with data. Data, so we can classify data into many categories. Are you aware of them?
Yes.
Okay, how can you divide them?
This thing, what,
So
like
depending on different
data.
context, we can divide data into different categories, right? So
Yeah.
here we can, okay, so we will, I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so let me go through I didn't go through your module yet, right? So, okay, now what unit are you studying in school right now?
The unit before the last,
Before that?
fourth one. No, I think it's the ninth, and I'm sure. Before the last.
So here you see, this is the sample one, right? Sample one.
Yeah.
Here, now we have right? So this is the first unit, unit 1, unit 2, and you have 7 units, right? So 7 units. How many terms do we want to study in a year? I mean, do we want to write in a year? For example, now for example, if you take grade 11, so if you are following local curriculum at the age of 16, next year you will be writing only O levels, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you are writing grade 11, you will be having kind of 3 examination, right? So we call 3 terms, right? So first term after 3 months, again after 3 months, second term, and then third term. Likewise, how many terms do we have in Edexcel?
So our school starts on September. We have 3 terms like that, the 3 main exams, and EBSET on December, April, and September. Every month we have a monthly test.
Every month we have monthly test, right? So
Yeah.
your mom already told me like your exam will be starting May or June or something. I forgot. Check.
March 19th is a mock test, and on
Mock test. When will
May
your mock test happen?
19th of this month.
19th of this month. 19th of this month, in the sense we have 2 more weeks, right?
Yes.
Okay. So for that test, how many units do we need to cover?
The book.
The book means the entire book.
Yeah.
Oh my God, how is it possible? Okay, have you studied about mathematical modeling?
Uh, I'm not sure.
You're not sure. Okay, so this is related to mathematics, right? So this is a part of mathematics. So if you want to be mastering in statistics, you should be fluent in mathematical language as well. Mathematics itself is a language, right?
Yeah.
So beyond your English proficiency, your mathematics also should be very fluent. Then only you can a statistics examination, right? Because here in statistics, we will be having many equations. For example, this is nothing, right? So we say now here there are many things, right? So people say business statistics, applied statistics, what else? Financial statistics. So there are many types of statistics, right? So in almost all the statistics parts, we are going to be having an equation, right? So for a given question, we will be having some particular equations, and there will be some assumptions, right? So assumptions, right? So for a particular question, regarding the data, we will be having some assumptions, right? So typically, have you heard about this normal distribution?
Yes.
What is normal distribution?
Like, I don't know how to explain it.
Okay, can you draw? You can even annotate on the screen and explain if you want, right?
Yeah, it's like this thing that it's like you will get things like something like this. Like, I don't know how to explain that shape.
Which shape?
Uh, it's like it's like a mountain like shape
Mountain
you
shape,
get.
right? So yeah, bell curve or mountain shape,
Yeah.
right? So this will be something like this, right? So if the data is normally distributed, which means the mean, median, and mode all are same, right? So all are same. We call it as normal distribution, right?
Yes.
So now if you are given a set of data, now here in statistics, mostly we will be talking about population, sample, right?
Yes.
Population, sample. These are the key terminologies that we will be using throughout our statistics journey, right? So you
Mm-hmm.
should know a clear understanding about these term words, right? So today in this class, we are going to be learning the general things, right? General things. And one more thing I have to tell you, now I don't believe in examinations, right? So for me, the purpose of learning is to acquire knowledge, right? Not to write the examination and getting a high score. That's not the target, right? So in life, learning should become a habit, right? So let's say this is your life. This is what? Life. Throughout your life, learning should happen, right? So throughout your life, learning should happen, right? So learning. So learning should be a habit in life, right? But examination should be a small part. This is what examination. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. So, did you fast today?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what is important for fasting?
This thing. What? The Nia.
I'm sorry?
The Nia.
The niya. Very good. Very good. For every act, intention is the very important concept, right? For example, can you give me a couple of minutes? Adhan is going on here.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Okay. So, so in life, what is important? So in life, learning is important, right? So you should be a continuous learner, right? So now, as students, right? So as students, this is the things that we are going to be doing, right? So even I'm a student, this is what I also do, right? So in the university, if we have an examination, so we will tend to study for that exam, right? So when we are studying for a particular examination, so you are programming your brain to remember the concepts that you are studying until the examination only, right? Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. But when you are studying, you have to set a proper intention. And that intention should be, you are learning now, but this learning should be beneficial, right? So if the learning should be beneficial, it should be long lasting until you die, right? So
Yeah.
when you're studying, now you shouldn't have the idea like, okay, so I have an examination on 19th of March, so I'm learning. This shouldn't be, no, this idea shouldn't come to your mind. If it comes to your mind, what will happen? After your examination, you will forget everything. And then when you are studying the upcoming concepts, sometimes the things you studied already might be needed. So you have to study again and again, right?
Yes.
Understand? So while you are studying, you should intend that I'm studying and this learning or whatever the lessons that I learn now should be, beneficial throughout my life, right? So
Okay.
when you are, now you see, for example, you have studied sets in mathematics,
Yes.
sets. What is a set?
Uh, I think like when there's a group of something.
Yeah, a group of something. But this group should contain some ordered objects, right?
Yeah.
Example.
Like objects.
Okay, can you tell me an example for groups? What I call these sets.
I'm not sure.
Okay, that's out of our syllabus. But still, we will, from the sets, we will be developing a concept probability, and then there are many things, right? So mathematics, statistics, they have a direct correlation. Yeah. Now, did you study about correlation?
I think so.
Okay, what is a correlation?
Something existing with correlated to something else.
Hmm. Now, what I know, I don't know how you study, but you shouldn't blindly memorize the definitions, right? So you should understand. And I will never ask your examination results, right? For example, even after you have written your first term or monthly examination, I will never ask your term examination marks, right? But
Mm.
during the class, you should be interactive. And if you can explain me the concepts, then I am satisfied with you, right? So, for example, now when I told you to explain what is a set, you say you are unable to explain it, right?
Yeah.
You are unable to explain it. But you should be able to explain, right? So you should develop teaching skill, right? So now you see, teaching is a skill, right? So teaching is a skill. Can everybody teach?
No.
No. But teaching is the best way to learn. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine, right? So teaching is the best way to learn. So even in your class, I don't know, how many students are in your class?
40.
I'm sorry?
40.
40 students are there in your classroom. Boys or girls? All are boys?
No, it's mixed.
It's mixed. How many boys? How many girls?
I think there is 22 boys and 18 girls. Not sure.
22 boys and
18 girls, I
18
think so.
girls. Oh, it is a miracle, because the number of boys are high here. Normally, in our university, there are only 15 boys in our batch, but there are 60 boys. Sorry, 60 girls. So 1:4 ratio, right?
Yeah.
Normally, wherever we go, the number of girls is very high, right? But in your class,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you have less number of ladies. So, how do you collaborate with your colleagues? Do you collaborate with your colleagues, or you study
Yes.
alone?
No, there'll be group activities.
There will be group activities, and you collaborate with your colleagues. And if you know something, you teach your colleagues. And if you don't know something, you ask your colleagues. And you guys are very, helpful with each other.
Yes and no.
I said no. Why?
Yeah. The Azan is in here.
Okay.
The Azan is over.
Okay. Mm, yeah. Have you had your dinner?
What?
Have you had your dinner?
What do you mean?
Have you had your dinner?
No.
Not yet. Okay. Mm, fine. So here we were okay. So you collaborate with your friends, right? So here in
Yeah.
the classroom, you should develop this environment, right? So you should learn from each other, right? So sometimes you may know something and your colleagues may know something, right? So here you should disseminate knowledge, right? So have you heard about the concept of dissemination of knowledge?
No.
Okay. So dissemination of knowledge means spreading knowledge, right? So if you can be able to spread the knowledge within your class only, you can disseminate knowledge worldwide, right? So you should teach. For
Mm.
example, let's say, not every student is, very clever, right? So there are, every student is unique and the level of understanding and their, what do you call this? Um, Capacity will be different, right? So there might be
Yeah.
some extraordinary students, there will be ordinary students, or even there might be poor students also in the classroom, right? So how do in which group will you include yourself?
Middle.
Middle, right? So you are an ordinary student, right? So you have to try to become an extraordinary extraordinary student, extraordinary student, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So to become an extraordinary student, what should you do?
Uh, do more papers, put more time in studying.
Mhm. Okay, how do you define the
Daily.
person extraordinary and ordinary who are like that? There should be a parameter for categorizing or ranking them. How do you
I think the knowledge.
the knowledge, right? The knowledge, right? So if you have more knowledge, you will be called extraordinary student. So knowledge can be measured using examination. Hmm?
No.
Using examination. Normally, I normally I'm not a fan of exam oriented education, right? So
Mm.
uh, I believe examination measures only the instantaneous memory power, right?
Yes.
But real understanding will be revealed when you explain something to another person, right? So I will not be teaching. Now I am going to make you a teacher, right? So you are going to build your own concepts, right? So to start with, we are going to build a definition for statistics, right? Okay. So statistics, right? So statistics is what? Statistics. What is statistics?
Mm. It's a study of mean, average, mode, and standard deviation.
Okay, are we going to study only these five concepts throughout
No,
statistics?
and more.
Because statistics is an ocean, right? So, but you have mentioned only even the things you have mentioned is not even a drop of you know even even a drop, right? So here in statistics, this is how you have to tell, right? So in statistics, we are going to deal with data, right? So we will be analyzing data, right? So data, right? So what is a data?
Data. It can be categorized into different things, right?
Yeah, it can be categorized into different things, but I'm asking a definition for data.
Like a store or something.
Huh?
Like you storing something.
Storing something.
Wait.
What are you
Uh,
storing?
is a collection of facts.
Yeah, collection of facts, right? So simply data is information, right? So data is information, right? So here
Yes.
in statistics, we are going to collect data. The first step is to collect data, right? And then we are going to, organize data. For example, organizing means if you want to find the median, what should you do? You have to arrange the data in ascending order. Before that, for example, let's say you have collected the English marks of 20 students. Let's say in a question, this is how the sentence starts, right? The given data represents the English marks of a particular class, right? So
Yeah.
here, what have we done here? We have collected a certain data, right? So
Yes.
here the data represents a sample, right? So there are two things, right? The first thing is population, and we are going to draw a sample or a portion from the big thing, right? So what is the
Yes.
population?
The number of people.
The number of people. I don't think that is the best explanation for population. Population means what? I'm asking a definition, right? Kind of definition. I don't know if they are mentioned in your book, right? Anyhow, these are the general terms, right? So we should be familiar with these terms. Then only we can smoothly carry out our journey in statistics, right? Okay. So throughout our statistics, I may be drawing something like this, right? So I will draw a big circle and then I will draw a arrow mark and then I will draw a small circle, right? So normally this big circle will represent the population. And the small circle will represent the sample, right? Sample. Now there are several conditions. There are several conditions and assumptions we are going to study one by one, little by little, right? But now we have to understand what a population is. What is a population?
Population. A group of like people or things that they share the same thing.
Okay, that's also okay, the definition. But in statistical contexts, what is the definition of population? For example, human population means they share the same features, right? So it will, the human population will comprise all individuals, right? So they share the same qualities, same features, but still there might be variations, right? There might be
Yes.
gender variation, there might be ethnic variation, language, there are many deviations, right? Similarly, population means, now if you take human population, that is a collection of individuals or objects that we are interested in to study. Like for example, let's say we are going to conduct a research, right? So here statistics plays major role in research, right? So what is a research? Have you heard of
Uh,
research?
into I'm not sure.
Okay. Don't worry, right? So first we have to become thorough, fluent in
Yes.
statistics. And then, statistics, for example, if you study, if you look at the nature of each and every subject, pure mathematics, right? Pure
Yes.
mathematics. So in pure mathematics, we are going to study theoretical concepts, right? For example, we will be having abstract
Yeah.
algebra, right? So let's say under abstract algebra, we study about matrix, right? So what is a matrix?
I think we didn't study about matrix.
Yeah, we can study about matrix under abstract algebra. Did you study about matrices?
No.
Hmm. Do you know what a matrix is?
No.
Oh my God. Even in your previous grades, didn't you study about matrices?
I I know, but I don't know how to explain. It's like the thing that's like inside brackets and
Okay,
everything.
okay, 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 okay. Right. In your you don't want to
I'm not familiar with the
explain
terms.
properly, but in your own terms, you can try to explain. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like those things like inside brackets, and you have like few numbers inside it. Most of the time, like 3 rows of numbers.
Mm-hmm. Okay, tell me
It's
everything you know regarding matrices.
uh, it's like you can have symbols or numbers.
Mm-hmm. What else?
It's like a rectangle arranged of numbers or symbols or anything.
Ah, that's the definition of matrix, right?
Oh,
So matrix is a rectangular array of numbers or symbols, right? For example, we have A11, A12 up to A1n, right? A21 like that. So we will be having M cross N, right? So this will be called the order of matrix, right? So the horizons are called rows and the verticals are called columns, right? These are very simple.
yes.
And we have to know the arithmetics of matrices, right? So how to add two matrices, right? So if we want to add two matrices, what's the condition?
It should have like this thing. I'm not sure.
Okay, can you try to add these two matrices? Can you add these two matrices?
Uh,
What's the answer?
it's just normal adding, right?
Yeah, normal adding. What's the answer?
Uh, we should add for everything 2, and then we should again add it for everything 4, like that, right? No? Oh, yes.
Didn't you study anything about matrices yet?
We did, I'm not sure.
You forgot.
Yeah,
Why did you forget? Why did you forget? Tell me the reason.
studying for exams.
Studying for exams, right? So hereafter, what will be your intention when you are studying?
For solve, just studying. Wait, I know how to do it.
You can do it now.
Yeah.
Okay, you have retrieved here. Okay, I think you have retrieved your memory, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can try. Actually, I'm recording this session, right? I will anyhow
Yeah.
upload it on my YouTube channel and share the link with you so that you can access later also. But I will share it as an unlisted link, right? So only the people who are having the link can access the video. But would you mind if I make it available to the public?
Okay.
It's not an issue for you, right?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm not sure.
What I'm not sure about?
This thing. I tried adding and I'm not sure. I should add 2 for 3, and then again 2 for 1, and then again 2 for 3 2. I should keep on adding and going like that.
Yeah, okay. So here we have to know the components of matrices, right? So here, these numbers, we call them as entries or elements, right? So to study statistics, this is very important, right? Because we are going to represent our data into matrix form, right? For example, let's say we have been given this data, right? So 5 students are there, 5 students, right? So their registration number, their names, their age, right? Their age, what else? Okay, now we have been given these details, right? So tell me the names of your friends, your name, right? So Munif. Is your name Munif or
Abdullah.
Abdullah?
Abdullah.
Munif is your father's name.
Yes.
Okay. Abdullah. Okay. And then your friends?
Uh, Adnan,
Adnan.
Hamdan,
Adnan.
Hamdan.
Oh, only boys. Don't you have female, female friends?
No,
Why?
I don't know.
You don't have any, girlfriend, not girlfriends. You don't have any female friends? Don't you talk to your ladies?
I do.
But you don't have any friends.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. Adnan, next.
Hamdan.
Hamdan. Tell me
Mm,
two ladies' name in your class.
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know the names of your classmates.
Not all of them. There's
Okay, tell
42
me two
people.
names in your classroom. Why? You are not allowed to
No.
talk to ladies.
No.
You talk to ladies, right?
Uh,
Hmm. Tell me two names.
yeah, that just and I just
I'm sorry.
no.
You're confused how whom to talk, whom to tell, right? For example, you have many choices, if you have many choices, picking one is very hard. Is that the issue?
No.
Okay, right. So let's say Fatima, Aisha, right? Okay. So we have been given the gender, right? So gender, so male, 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 female, female, and the registration number will be given. So let's say 10. In your class you have 40 students, and we have taken only 5, right? So now, okay, if you want to research about your class, right? So for example, let's say you have to come to a conclusion regarding the performance in the examination in your classroom. So your interest is in your classroom. So your classroom will be the population, right? So the thing that you are interested in will be the population. Here your classroom will be the population. So it is very difficult to invest on your entire class, right? So if you now I'm just taking the class, but if you have a huge population, if you have 1,000 or 2,000 people, so collecting all the details will be very hard, right? So that's why we will go for sample, right? So we will randomly select certain amount of individuals or objects from the sample, sorry, from the population, which will represent the population, right? We understand. Now we
Yes.
already define the term population, and now we will have to define the term sample also. So how can you define the term sample?
Uh, like
Now you see, you can simply tell, right? So this is a small portion of the population that
yeah, small
that
population.
exactly represents the population,
Yeah.
right? So very simple definition, right? Now the thing is, the sample should represent the population, right? The sample should represent the population. Like for example, in your classroom, if you have a class monitor, or we can, do you call class monitor, or what's the name that we give you your class leader?
Class monitor and there's a class rep.
Class monitor, class rep. So both are same, or you have different people for these two?
Different people.
So what is the responsibility of, what is the actually major difference between class monitor and class rep?
They literally do the same thing, but the class monitor change. The class rep doesn't change.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, they literally do the same thing. The class monitor changes every week, but the class rep stays the same.
Okay. So every week you have different class monitors, right? So he
Yeah.
should, fetch the markers or whatever the things from the section head or somewhere, right? And they should fetch the teachers. And so, have you been class monitor?
Yes.
How many times?
Mm, maybe like every year once.
Every year, so only you get only once, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so here we will be giving, for example, let's say 13, 36, 2 like that, right? And 8, right? And we will be having their residence, for example, right? So we will be given the residence, for example, where they are coming from, right? So residence, we will be having Kalmunai, Colombo, Jaffna, like that, right? So we are going to represent these details into matrix, right? For example, if you write F, F, so these things, right? Like this. 10, 13, 36 to 8. And we will be having the titles for the rows and columns, right? So here the column, the first column will be the gender, and the second column will be the registration number, and the third column will be the residence. Likewise, we will be having, for each row, we have the details of each individual, right? So now, similarly, we can represent or we can transform this data into a matrix form, right? So whatever we have studied in pure mathematics will be applied in statistics, right? So to master in statistics, you should be very clear in pure mathematics, right? Especially calculus. Sometimes you might even need differentiation, integration also. Did you study integration, differentiations?
Yeah, the thing that I'm not sure the terms. That's a problem.
That is actually a problem. Mathematics itself is a problem, right? Okay. We will study, right? When the things are needed, we will study.
Like
No.
I think I studied differentiation and integration. I'm not sure with the terms.
With the terms.
Yeah,
But
like what it means. Like, is it the thing that's like, the dx over dy thingy?
right. Dy. Okay, how do you call that? Derivative.
We call it differentiation only, but I'm not sure with the term.
You know, for example, what is this? What is this?
A number.
This is one, right?
Yeah.
This is one. Now, sometimes there might be some similar terms or similar terminologies, but there will be some popular terms, right? So we'll be using them. So there is no other way to tell this number. This is nothing but one, right? Even
Yes.
if it is in Australia or even if you go to another planet, this will be one.
Yes.
Right? Similarly, the things are same, right? So, anyways. Is it okay if I continue some more time? I don't know. I've already told your mom that I will be taking 1 hour today,
It's
but
okay.
it's okay.
I'm free.
We are free, right? Okay. Now we have to, study funny, right? With fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So at the end of the class, you are supposed to give me a feedback, right? About today's class, whatever you liked and whatever the limitation you found in my teaching, or if you have any suggestions. At the end of the class, you have to write a summary feedback message and send me, right?
Okay.
Okay. Then only I can incorporate your suggestions in the next session also, right? So continuously, even at the end of each lecture, you can give me a suggestion, right? So that will be useful for everybody. Okay. So now, before we begin this mathematical modeling, we should have some idea. Anyways, we will start with this mathematical modeling because that is in your module, right? But do you have the same book? I don't know.
Yes.
Okay. So I have only a few pages.
I
Uh,
yeah.
okay. So from the last,
I'll
I don't have, right? But you better
what?
scan your book and part by part for every unit. I know till this point we don't need. What is the page number? The page number is 53, right? So from the
Yeah.
page 54, you have to scan your book using cam scanner or whatever the application you have in your mobile phone and send me as PDF, right? Then I can insert here and we will be sharing the screen and I'll be explaining everything, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we can, no worries, right? So we can study these things, right? And from the page, now when you are free, you can scan the book and send me, right? So you can just, you don't want to scan the entire book in one shot, one attempt. You can, part by part, right? So 10 pages like that, you can send me, right? But you have to rename it from this page to this page like that. Then only we can organize the page, right? So this is going to be, for everything I keep a page, right? So here on this OneNote, we have a page. So this will be your page, right? So I have inserted the materials that your mom sent me. And I think this is also another book that I downloaded from the internet, but no worries, right? So we will be referring this book also, right? Because the book might be different, but the things will be the same, right? The concepts and everything.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to be your past paper, right?
Yeah.
And this is answer. So whatever you send, I will be inserting here and we will be learning, right? Can you be able to see the letter and everything?
Yes, I can see.
Okay. So you should have some idea, right? But we are going to study. So here, what we will be doing now we have different data types also, but we will be studying later. But now we will talk about mathematical modeling. So mathematical modeling. So what do you think about mathematical models, right? So here the models mean what? Mathematical means what? Related to mathematics, right? So what is mathematics?
Numbers, confusing our brains and everything.
Confusing our brains.
Yeah.
Why do you say so? Is mathematics hard?
Statistics, yes.
Statistics is hard.
Yeah.
Who says? In our university, we have different subjects, right? We have a nickname for statistics. Do you want
What is it?
statistics in our university that we use?
No.
Why?
What?
For the subjects, here in our university, we have subjects like mathematics, chemistry, physics, earth science, biology. In biology, we have many branches. In mathematics, we have mathematics 1, mathematics called, mathematics 2, and some people call these pure mathematics, applied mathematics. There are many subjects. And statistics is also another subject, right?
Yeah.
That is also another subject. But we have a nickname for statistics. Do you want to know that?
Yes.
The nickname for statistics is we call Islam subject. Why are you laughing?
Just
Why? Okay. Do you have any idea why we call statistics as Islam subject?
I think yes, because of there's because some things are different and some things are not clear. Yeah.
Yeah. Statistics is inherently incoherent,
Mm-hmm.
Statistics is inherently incoherent. Can you understand its meaning?
Yes.
Okay, what is the meaning of, incoherent mean? They
It's
cannot express how it feels, right? So, for example, incoherent means what? We are unable to express our feelings, right?
yes.
And if a person is incoherent, we cannot understand that person,
Yeah.
right? So similarly, statistics is inherently incoherent, mean by nature that is incoherent. We cannot understand it. right? Because
Mm.
why? Because in statistics there will be a lot of mathematical concepts, right? So we should, to understand mathematics, sorry, it's a kind of like this. How can I say? So mathematics is a prerequisite for learning statistics, right? Even though you have two branches in mathematics, you have pure mathematics and what do you call this, statistics. So for learning statistics, this pure mathematics is a prerequisite, right?
Yeah.
Without understanding mathematics, or if you don't know mathematics, you can't study statistics. I'm telling this in the first session
Mhm.
itself. Why? Because we will be dealing with mathematics a lot, right? So I already told you there will be an equation, right? So there will be an equation. I don't know if the equations are given in your exam paper.
It is.
Are you given, for example? No. So for me, that is not a case, right? So, but when we study some advanced things can you recall the equation for variance?
I haven't memorized any of the equations because they'll give it in the paper.
They will be given in the paper, right?
Yes.
Recently, now I am writing my semester examination. We had a course called non-parametric methods in data analysis, right? So that is very simple course, but the problem is we have to memorize the equations, right? So there are many equations, right? So there are around 20 or 30 equations for each and every concept, right? So for each and every data type, we have some methods for analyzing them. So for each method, we have different equations, right?
Yes.
If you don't remember the equation, then even though the subject is very simple, that's why why we call statistics as Islam subject is the subject is very simple. The subject is very simple in the sense, how can I say? It is very easy. It is very easy. Statistics is not hard at all. It is very easy. But the thing is, you should be very careful while attempting the question. One mistake can lead to a big problem. For example, let's say you have been given 10 data values, right? So while adding them, if you make a small mistake, then the final answer will be wrong, right? So you should be very
Yeah.
careful. That's the only issue. But if you can correctly add all the values, then the answer would be the answer would be correct. And that adding is nothing but that we studied in grade 5, right?
Yeah.
And are you allowed to use calculator?
Yes.
Okay, what type of calculator you have?
Uh, I have the normal and the graphical one.
You have the normal and graphical one.
Yeah.
No, normal and graphical one in the sense. Can you
Uh, the
Yeah, can you
the
send me the picture of your calculator? And when you are attending the classes,
yes.
you should keep your calculator with you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, can you send me the picture of your
Okay.
photo?
Yes. What?
Have you sent it?
No, sir. Wait, I'll be sending.
Okay. I didn't receive any picture. Okay, anyways.
Now only I send the picture.
Okay. That's fine, right? The same calculator. Okay. Right. So here we are going to be talking about mathematical models, right? So mathematical models mean nothing new, right? So mathematical equations, right? Mathematical equations. And designing a model mean depending on a situation, we are going to generate a what do you call this? Mathematical equation, right? We are going to generate, or we are going to write, or we can even say we are going to, what do you call this? Um, we are going to write a equation, right? That's all, very simple. And then, okay, let's go over the things, right, that we want to study. And measures of location and spread, right? Measures of location and spread mean, here we have to talk about the types of data, discrete data, continuous data, and we have cross-sectional data, panel data, time series data. These things are there. I don't know if you studied. Let's see, right? So, for example, cross-sectional data. What are cross-sectional data? For example, let's say the population of Sri Lanka based on the districts, right? For example, here now data, right? So data is a kind of hard thing, or the data is difficult to be understood, right? The layman cannot easily understand for example, let's say you have a huge data. You have a huge data. So a layman cannot understand, right? So
Yeah.
for a layman to understand, what should we do?
We should try making it smaller or organizing the data.
Okay, for example, let's say you have a big data. For example, the salary or the income, their expenditure, their household expenditures, and many things, right? And we have
Yeah.
collected the data of 1,000 people. So if you have, so there will be an ocean of numbers, right? There will be an ocean of numbers actually, right? So there will be 10,000 like that. So you can see a full of number,
Yeah.
right? So can you understand anything if you just like a table, there is a table, and
No,
can
you
you
won't
have
understand.
useful insights?
No, because of we won't be able to look at all because of there'll be too many and you will feel bored and you won't want to look at it.
Okay. So for that, what should we do? We have to
Try me.
represent data graphically, right? So
Yeah.
graphical representation of data, right? So we can use pie chart, we can use bar graph, you can use histogram. There are many ways to graphically represent our data, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So now, for example, let's say we have the population, right? So if you have a graph, right? So in a graph, we will be having two axes. Here, this will be x-axis and this will be y-axis. And we have famous name for x and y. What are they? Whenever you hear this x and y, these
There
terms will come to your mind.
there are two haters terms in maths.
Yeah.
Yeah, X and Y the haters terms in maths. Because if X and Y is not there, it will be very easy just adding and multiplying.
You said the haters term in mathematics, right?
Yes.
The haters term in mathematics in the sense you hate, or y, x and y hate each other.
Because of they are in opposite direct sides. Because when one increases, the other one even should increase, right? No, don't
No,
need.
no, no, no. You can tell like that. For example, if x increases, you cannot tell y will always increase. You cannot predict the behavior of y,
Yeah.
right? It can be increasing, it can be constant, it can be decreasing. It doesn't matter, right? Anything can happen. But I'm asking, whenever you hear these two variables, right, x variable and y variable, there are two famous terms that you should know. So these are variables, right? So now in mathematics, we have something called variables, constant, right? What are variables and what are constant?
Variables like constants are the term that wouldn't change.
No change, right? No change.
Yeah.
Here variables are the things
That changes.
that can be changed, right? For example, if you have a straight line, what is the equation?
Y equals that straight line.
Yeah, straight line.
Uh, Wait, I forgot. Wait, it's y equals mx plus c, the normal equation.
Yeah, that's what I asked you, right? And for example, if it is something like this quadratic equation, what's the quadratic equation?
Uh,
Quadratic
x
quadratic curve.
is it x squared?
Y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c, right?
Yeah,
Okay, that's fine. So these things we are going to study, right? Here we have y and x. These are variables, and these m and c are parameters. They will be normally constants, right? These
yeah.
parameters will be constant. And how do you call this m?
What?
How do you call this m? How do you call this m?
The same. Forgot what's that called. You should.
One
Uh,
more thing. I
what's
will
the
not put
gradient?
any notes, right? No,
Yeah,
I don't provide any notes because it will consume time. If you want to note anything, you have to keep your own note, and then I will make the recordings available. If you want, you can watch later as well, and you will be following your book, right? So I don't want to give any additional notes, but if there is anything after discussing, we might be some, I will be annotating here and there. That will be your, you have to take your own notes. That's how I teach. But if you request me to provide, kind of short notes, I can try, but I don't, prior to the session, I will not prepare and come to teach you. I will just, that will be kind of impromptu teaching, right? So uh, I didn't even go through your notes yet. We will be learning together, right? I'm going to be teaching, but I will, I will not prepare any notes and give you. I don't know if that is okay for you.
yeah, it's okay.
Okay,
I just took down some notes already.
okay, that's fine. Yeah, we were talking about what? I think we have to stop now at this point. And one more
Yeah.
thing, when can we have our next session?
Uh, I will ask and let you know if it's okay.
Okay, but you better let me know earlier, then only I can, because I actually had a lecture today at 8 o'clock, but during this Ramadan, I have postponed it to daytime, right? So that's not an issue. That's why I'm taking additional hours also. No worries.
So if it's like at this time, are you free?
During Ramadan, I will be free, but after that, I have a lecture Monday and Wednesday. I have a lecture, and so sometimes I might have some other classes also. So you better secure your spot earlier. Then
Yeah.
only we can meet, right?
Yes.
Now, yeah. So what were we talking about? Oh, that's that. Okay. Oh, I forgot. What were you talking about?
This thing, the graph,
Ah,
the
this is the graph.
X
Right.
squared thing.
Okay. So here, in a graph, right? So in a two-dimensional graph, we have two variables, right? The x
X and
and
Y.
y. So we call this x as independent variable and y as dependent variable, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we have another term also. So this dependent variable or response variable. I don't know if you are aware of this. Response variable. This y is called response variable, and these x is called explanatory variable as well, right? So we have two terms. For x, we have independent variable and explanatory variable, and for y, dependent variable and response variable. I will tell you why. Right? Now, independent means what? They are independent. They can choose, right? They can choose whatever they want to do. For
Yeah.
example, now you are dependent on your parents. Can you decide what you should do spontaneously?
No.
No, you have to ask your parents, right? So you are like wife, but your parents are now independent, right? So they can do whatever they want, right? So explanatory variable. Explanatory variables mean they can even explain what they do, right? So if
Yes.
they are doing something, they can even explain. But response variable mean if you are doing something, can you explain? No, they will ask question and you have to respond. Do you understand that? So this is how
Yes.
you are going to remember the things, right? So how are you going to? Now we have studied some new concepts today. We have x and y, right? We have x
Mhm.
and y. Okay. So this x can be called how? Independent variable or explanatory variable, and y is called response variable or dependent variable, right? So it is like
Yes.
your parents and it is like you, Abdullah, right? So
Yeah.
here, your parents are independent and they can explain whatever they want or whatever they do. They can explain or they can explain you, but you are dependent and you cannot explain. They will ask questions and you have to respond, right? You have to respond. That's why this y is called response variable, right? Are you clear?
Yes.
Okay. So here we have, is this new to you or you have already studied this?
Uh,
Already studied?
yes, but I don't remember.
You don't remember. Hereafter, will you remember?
Yeah.
Why?
We don't have good teachers in school. They like complete a session that will like take 2 hours or 3 hours in like 5 minutes.
That's fine. That's what happening everywhere. Okay. So now we have studied these two things using an analogy. So you will remember forever, right? So X is you,
Yeah.
X is your father and mother, kind of like that, and Y you, right? So you can remember Y you and X your father. So he can explain and he's independent, but you are dependent. You are
Mhm.
dependent.
Dependent.
And you have to respond always. You have to always respond, right? And one more thing here. Now, for example, if you want to sketch a graph, we will be having X in the first row and Y we will be having in the second column. second row,
Yeah.
right? So now we can decide the values for x, -1, 0, +1, +2, like that. And we will be having an equation, y is equal to 2x plus 3, right? So now by substituting these values, we are going to obtain this y. So we can even say this x is going to be our input and y is going to be our output.
Output.
Right? Output. Is that clear? And
Yes.
output means what? That is going to be our response, right? Answer or response, right? Answer. Now, if this is the question, this will explain, and whatever you find for y will be the answer or response, right? So these things are very important, right? So yeah. Now, yeah, I don't know. Right. And then we have to study about measures of central tendency. Here we will be studying about mean, median, and mode, and others, measures of spread. So measures of spread means we will be talking about a standard deviation, variance, range, those things, variance, standard deviation, and then coding, right? Okay, coding
In
means.
statistics, only the part that I understood is the PMCC part.
But did you understand?
The PMCC part, that you use the equations and find the xx and xy and those things.
Only those things. Have you understood
Yeah.
what it mean?
Yeah, those things, even the lesson that I properly kind of understood was the PMCC part.
Okay, okay. We will understand everything hereafter, right? So I will make you statistics an interesting subject, inshallah. Right?
Inshallah.
Hereafter, if anybody comes and asks you, what is your favorite subject, you will tell statistics, right? So I will make you so. No worries.
Inshallah.
Okay, inshallah. Okay, I think it's time to stop the session. Before we
Yeah.
wind up, do you have any questions?
No.
No. So if you don't have any questions, we can meet in the next class. And right after the class, you better send me the feedback message, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And in your feedback message, you have to include your personal details, the positives, negatives, and the suggestions, right? That's right. And I would appreciate if you can send me more negatives from the session, right? So I know my strengths, but I can't recognize my weaknesses, right? So as my student, you have to help me identify my weaknesses and improve it, right? Okay. Okay, so we can meet